Let me ask you, do you know exactly what to do right after your lung cancer surgery and you're laying there in your bed, you're half awake, you're half asleep, you're barely breathing? What's next? Well, stay with me for 10 minutes as I share with you my experience right after surgery, and we can talk about some of the things that really helped me out throughout this journey. Hi, I'm Cloud, and I have lung cancer. Still strange saying this out loud. This channel is my way of defying this disease, a place to regroup and gather my strength. I'm gonna need you in my corner. Here we will thrive beyond cancer. I truly pray that someday soon I can run again. Tonight I'd like to frame this conversation with you right after the lobe of my lung was removed in the context and the frame of the Stoic mindset. So 10 breaths on the incentive spirometer every hour on the hour. And then you flip it around for another set of 10 breaths, one right after the other. So that will take you 20 breaths every hour on the machine, on the incentive spirometer device. I treat that plastic device like a piece of war equipment right after my lung surgery. When I first got out of surgery, my chest felt small, tight, betrayed. I take a breath and it barely moves the marker. I think 100, 200 milliliters was all I could do. You can see it on the device when you blow in and out of it. And I felt frustration rising. Stoicism teaches me this. I do not control the size of my lungs or how I was feeling today. I control the effort of this breath, though. That's me, that's mine. And so I fight on with that. So I sit up, I seal my lips on the incentive spirometer, and I inhale slowly. I inhale as fast and as deep as I can, and 10 times. And then I flip it over, and then I blow out 10 times. And I watch the column rise and fall as I do this. It does not need to be violent. It does not need to be fast or strong. It just needs to be steady. And then I hold it for a few seconds, and then I let it out. One breath at a time. And I do it again and again. 10 repetitions, as I've said. By the time I get to the 7th to the 8th deep breath, my mind wanders and it wants to quit. By breath 10th, I know I have rebuilt something invisible and strong in my lungs. And beyond biology, I continue to rebuild my discipline. For I know, in my background as a therapist, as a physical therapist, I know about lung collapse. I know about atelectasis. I know about pneumonia when we don't ventilate deeply enough and reach the deep parts of our lungs, especially when you have surgery or a lobectomy. And I refuse to negotiate with that. So 10 breaths every hour on the hour is not an optional thing. This is training. This is training camp, remember? And by continuous, consistent repetition, here's what can happen over days. The column will rise higher. It did for me. It does for me. The air flows deeper. You feel yourself being able to breathe deeper, to take in more air and to blow more air out. And with that, my confidence grew. So this is just not pulmonary rehab. This is also character rehab, seen through the eyes and the lenses of Stoicism. By doing this simple, very mundane breath control exercise, especially right after surgery, I am teaching my nervous system the discomfort is not danger. I'm teaching my mind that pain does not dictate action. I am not gasping in panic. I am training capacity. Remember, we speak of deeds and actions, and this is it. For we know, as a husband and as a father, we cannot afford to surrender to shallow breathing. Our families need a man who expands under pressure. You agree? Outside of this, the other thing that I insisted upon doing, as soon as it was safe, as soon as I could manage a lot of the tubes and the wires and the monitors that were hooked on me right after lung surgery, I started very, very slow, gentle walks. Just enough to walk from the bed to the bathroom, or from the bed to the doorway. After lung surgery, my walking felt impossible. The first time I stood, I felt lightheaded, and the tubes were not helpful at all. My chest felt stitched and foreign, and my legs felt absolutely weak. But remember, we know the principle that movement restores strength and dignity. So, 10 seconds, 20 seconds worth of standing with a walker in front of me. Yes, a walker. I know. Remember, these are tools for us. So, let not vanity creep in, but rather use these devices as the necessary tools to rebuild ourselves. So, yes, a walker. Not a mile, not 10 minutes, not even 1 minute. And through this, and as soon as I could, I started shuffling down the hallway. One breath slowly. I focused on breathing deep and posture, and I focused on calm steps. Remember, you need to get out of that bed as soon as possible. You need to be upright and sitting. Stoicism reminds me that what stands in the way becomes the way. And in those early days, the hallway became my arena, my place to train and fight. With each step, tells my body, we are not dying, we are adapting. You are adapting, my brother. We know that each step you practice in that walk reduces your blood clots, or the risks for blood clots in your legs. It improves your breathing and your oxygenation. It recruits your muscles, and this reclaims your autonomy. More than this, each step rebuilds your identity as well. The truth is, I want to proclaim this. I am not the man lying in a hospital bed. Say that with me. I am not the man lying in a hospital bed. I am the man who walks through pain. My children do not need perfection. They need example. When they face their own battles someday, I want them to remember this image. Dad, walking slowly, hurt, infirm, breathing hard, but refusing to stop. And the third last key that you should really be doing and thinking about on those early days after lung surgery is to get out of that bed and stay upright. Being in bed, laying in bed, truly was seductive. The bed whispers, stay here, you are sick, you deserve to rest. But prolonged bed rest weakens the lungs, weakens the muscles, weakens resolve. So get up, even when you don't want to, especially when you don't want to. Get up. Sit up. Sit up at the side of the bed for as long as you can tolerate. Breathe. For gravity also becomes therapy. When I sat upright, my diaphragm moved better, my lungs expanded more fully, and my oxygen improved as well. Not only that, something else happens too. My posture changes my psychology. Stoicism teaches that the body and the mind are not separate domains. My physical stance influences my mental stance. When I lie flat all day, I feel defeated. When I sit upright, throw my chest up, pull my shoulders back, I feel engaged. A man at war does not fight from a prone position. He is up. In those early days, I was wrong about one thing. And here's where I stumbled. I believe strength was to push hard. I believe if I could not jog, lift, or train like before, I was failing. And this was in the early days right after surgery. I thought I could just bounce and recover real quick. Realized that the day before I went in for my surgery, I still ran 4 miles. Here's the truth, my brother. Surgery removed a part of my lung, a lobe of my lung. It did not remove my will. It did not remove my fatherhood. It did not remove my leadership. And my identity is not stored in the alveoli. That's a part of your lung. That's what's inside of your lung, by the way. It is forged in this adversity. The obstacles become my teacher. Remember, we're seeing this through the lenses of Stoicism. I remember that the feared suffocation taught me about gratitude for air, that the weakness teaches me humility, that slowness teaches me patience, and patience can be powerful. So let me simplify all of this. The spirometer, get out of bed, the short walk. That's it. Those 3 simple things. Wherever you are, however you're doing, I pray you're standing or sitting, choosing courage over comfort, breath over fear, discipline over despair. If you find value in my Stoic blueprint to recover the body, rebuild the mind, and fortify the soul, subscribe and see my other videos. I'll see you soon, brother.